Matebula. Some of y'all know me as Ivana. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and to subscribe. In today's video, I'll be telling you guys my experience or what I went through for me to get my learner's license and for me to get my driver's license. I don't know whether I should say what I went through or how I got it, but any of the two. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. So obviously, firstly, before you get your driver's license, you need your learner's license. I got my learner's license on, when was it? I think I have it here with me. Let me just check it. On the 21st of December 2020. So that was during lockdown. Was it during lockdown? Yeah, it was lockdown vibes. I got it around that time. So obviously I'll tell you guys how I practiced, which apps I used to practice, the steps I went through before booking, and how the test was, and all of that jazz. So firstly, initially I wanted to go and book in Nelspruit. I remember during that time when I wanted to book in Nelspruit, I went with my ex-boyfriend, and when we got there they told us that the system was offline and they were not like taking any bookings. I don't know whether that was true or not, so we left. Fine, got demotivated and everything. Second time around I went with my sister in Nelspruit again. We went rather, and then when we got there, like whether you're staying in Nelspruit, whether you're staying in Joburg, whether you stay like anywhere, you know, when it comes to public services, it's always packed. Like there's always long queues. If it's not long queues, the moment it's your time to get assisted, they'll tell you that they're going to lunch, they'll tell you that they're knocking off or the system is offline and all of those vibes. So we woke up in the morning. You have to wake up in the morning. We woke up in the morning, we went there, and when we arrived the queue was very long. When we got there, obviously when you get there you have to go to the security guards. That's if it is 8 o'clock already. If it's not yet, no, I'm lying, even if it's not 8 o'clock, you have to go there to the security guards and tell them what you want. So we went there, we were just like, can you please have the form for a learner's license? Fine. And then the guard was just like, we're not taking any bookings for this month, we are done, we are full. I was so frustrated. So my sister was just like, let's go to White River. And then we took a taxi, went to White River, and then when we arrived at White River, take note that already it's like past 8. I think it was already past 8 vibes. We got there, went to the security guard. I was just like, can I please have the form for like a learner's license? He was just like, no, my darling, you are late. We are no longer handing those out anymore. You have to arrive as early as 6:30, if not 7 o'clock. I was so stranded. I don't want to like drag this story, but anyway, this other guy like noticed that we were just standing there, you know, and stranded and frustrated, and then he was just like, what do y'all want? And I was just like, I was here to book for my thing, my learner's license. And I was just like, no, don't leave, I'll hook you guys up. I think he's someone that has a driving school, I'm not quite sure, but yeah. And then it was just like, bring your, before you even go to book, you need to have 2 ID photos. You need to have 2 ID photos, you know, those mini photos that only show like your face. You need to have those. I'll explain why you need those. But if they normally give you 4, and that is 40 rands, yeah, they normally give you 4. Fine, I gave him those, and I also gave him my certified copy of my ID. He went inside and he was just like, I'm not winning, but don't go, let me go try once more. He went inside and he came back with the form. I was so happy. So that form, the color of that form is blue. So if you're there to book for a learner's license, the form should be blue. I don't know if in the long run they decide to change them, but mine was blue. I filled in my particulars and I took my learner's license in the code 10. Code 10 is the one for trucks, half lorry vibes, not truck, yeah, half lorry vibes, I think. Yeah, so the reason why I took that one is because with code 8 they've got these other parkings that you have, that they test you on, and I didn't want to put myself through that. I just didn't. I was not born to struggle. So yeah, so I went inside, I booked and everything. They gave me a date. Before you book, you're gonna do an eye test. So the reason why you do an eye test is for them to actually see that you can see you know, and all of those vibes when you're driving. But obviously you're not gonna do that test with them. Then they use this other machine, so there's like 8 boxes, and then within the boxes there's like this mini box, so you have to tell them, good team, it's on your left, it's on your right, it's at the top, or it's at the bottom. And obviously as you start, it's clear. As it like progresses, it starts being blurry and everything. I think bagcina box number 8 because eyeglasses. So my advice to you is, if you wear glasses, when you take that eye test, don't be afraid to wear your glasses, because if you don't wear them, you'll fail. Trust me, you'll fail. Because even for me, there was a point where I was just like, it's getting blurry here, like being up on God. So wear your glasses and best believe you'll pass. So if you fail that eye test, they're going to write you a letter and you're going to have to go and see an optometrist, and I think they have to write this other letter for you, like that you need glasses when driving and all of those vibes. Fine. Got my date to write. So obviously, because my learners got issued on the 21st of December, that's actually the day I went to write. So now I had a date, right, to prepare for my test. In Nelspruit, I know that they use computers to write. Well, in White River, it's a different case, different story. You use a pencil. It's like useklasini, exam room vibes. So to prepare, my ex-boyfriend gave me his laptop. So in his laptop, he had this other program for K53 where like they have the questions and everything, and they ask you a question. Obviously, it's a multiple choice, whether you're gonna write in Nelspruit, whether you're gonna write in White River. It's a multiple choice. So I use that to practice, and the test is divided into 3 sections. The first section, I think it's, even if I don't arrange it in like the correct order, but there's a section where it's on road signs, there's a section where it's on road rules, and then there's also a section for controls. So with road rules, it's basically like, if I make an example, they'll say if you're within the traffic circle, you know, they'll put like a scenario. Good, see, you are in the traffic circle, zmangmang ufike kuqala when ufike emva kwakhe, who's supposed to go first, and all of those vibes, you know. So you know, like when you're driving, if you're within the traffic circle, you're the one that has the right of way. And if when you're the one who's standing on the yield sign, you have to wait for the cars that are within the traffic circle. Fine. Not like teaching you all those vibes. And then like with the road signs, basically they'll just ask you to see it's questions based on, like, for example, on the traffic robot, uthi green umele kuthini, caution umele kuthini, red. And then the controls is what is inside the car. They're gonna ask you, like, they'll put a picture of the car, they'll ask you which one is the accelerator, which one is the brake, which one is the clutch. So for the 2 sections, the road rules and the road signs, it's out of 30, and for you to pass, you need to get, I think, 28 out of 30 for these 2 sections, road rules and road signs. And then for the controls, you need to get I'm not sure whether it's a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10. But you don't have to have the program that I had on that laptop. You can simply go to iStore. Is it iStore? You can simply go to your app store. You can simply go to your app store, or you can simply go to your Play Store and look for K53 apps and find the one that you feel like is, the one that you're most comfortable with, and the one that you can like navigate easily and use that to practice. And trust me, you're good to go. I know other people sign up with driving schools. That's also fine, but my thing was, why should I pay 300 and something for someone to like teach me something when I can just simply go on iStore, or why do I keep on saying iStore when I can simply go on my app store or my Play Store and just download the app and learn for myself. If you feel like Vela or connect you from Zela, then you can go that route. Fine. After that, I went for my test. My dad accompanied me. We went, and then before I went in, obviously they asked for like your name and everything. Went in, sat down. The guy went through the rules, told us like, obviously it's a test, it's an exam, whatever. You can't copy, you can't refer. He gave us, I can't remember the things that he gave us, but there was this other book where you were answering on, and it was different compared to the program that I was using. And he did explain that he knows that with the programs or with the apps that we use, when you're answering the questions, it has 4 options, but with the one that we're going to be writing, it has 3 options, and you have to go obviously with the most correct one and go out. I was the first one to finish. It's always scary when you're the first one to finish, because you're just like, child, why am I done? I raised up my hand, submitted, and it was just like, you can wait outside, I'll call you as soon as everyone is done. So we were all done. He called us in, and it was daunting, I don't want to lie. There was 8 of us because of COVID, right? So restrictions and everything. Fine, called us in. Guy went off. It was just like, I feel like he had that babe vibes. Yabona, when they say you need to respect every elderly person as if they are your mom or your dad, he had that, man. Good nothing babu it, and it was just like, are y'all serious? Like, in serious, y'all wasted your money, you came here and only one person passed. My heart dropped, like my heart sank. Yo, yasinka inhlitiyo ngeva ngathi ihleli la, yasinka yaphinda yahlala la. And then he was just like, only one person passed. Who is Ivana Matebula? I raised up my hand, and he was just like, you're the only one that passed, my child, you can step outside. I'll show you guys how my learners looked like. They issued it on that day, and I'll also show you guys why you need those pictures that I was talking about. I hope I can be able to hide my particulars. So this is how it looked like. I'm trying to hide. Ooh, child, look at my nails. Love them. This is how it looked like. And let me just hold it like this. This is how it looked like. So obviously it has your initials and your surname. I have 3 names, but when you're filling forms, you can't get everything there. So it is written I and my tabula and my date of birth and my ID number. I and my tabula standing for Ivana Nomfanelo. So if there was the other initial, it would be INS, Ivana Nomfanelo Slungile Matebula. And then it also has your residential address. You have to sign. It has the date when it was issued, and it also has my thumb. It also has my thumb imprint. Let me see if I can show you guys the picture. So this is the picture. It's the one that I took. They needed to attach it on the space of where the picture is supposed to be, so that it can actually, with an ID, it can't just be your details or your particulars. There needs to be a picture. Lo, Ivan. Learners aside, so obviously, I forgot to mention that when you have a learners, it does not grant you to drive alone, even though I did do that, because no, it doesn't grant you to drive alone. If you have a learner's license, you always have to have someone seated on the passenger seat who has a driver's license. For what reason? I think it's quite simple, so that so now I'll move on to how I got my driver's license. Oh wait, with your learner's license, it only lasts for a year. A year. It only lasts a year. So I figured that, hey, my learners is about to expire, so girl, you need to get yourself a driver's license. So now, this is like advice that you didn't ask for. Before you go and book your driver's license, my advice is for you, if you're fortunate enough, obviously, because as if you're fortunate enough, if there is a car, make sure that at least you ask either your dad, your brother, your uncle, your whatever, your boyfriend, like the basics, how to start a car, on what gear the car should be before you start your car, where the clutch is, and all of those vibes, how to change from gear 1, konge logo, how to make sure that your steering wheel is gongenji, at least before you go and book. So I can't remember when I booked, but I took my driver's license on the 25th of October. I can still remember. Your best to you would be to go and book with a driving school. Whether you know how to drive, I feel like yonke imuntu iyadinga ukuyobooka a driving school, because with a driving school they'll teach you the things that they're gonna test you on that traffic. So if you don't do that, baba, you are usinging in. So I booked with a driving school. I think I booked 3 lessons. Took my first lesson. So we practice at, if you're staying in Nelspruit, Ematafin. Like simple vibes. You're gonna practice how to reverse. No, you're firstly gonna practice how to obviously start your car. And while you're doing that, your car is on gear number 1. You don't put your thing, what is this? You don't accelerate. You just control the steering wheel, and Martin brake. Obviously my brake then you brake. Then you brake. Fine. And then the next thing that I was taught is to reverse. So as you're reversing, you have to look at your mirrors to see if the car is in the right, to see if the car does not step on like the yellow line and everything, because once over traffic my line, I'll hop into exactly what is expected of you masoga traffic, because now I'm touching base on what I was doing when I was practicing with the driving school. And then after that, you're gonna practice the L parking. Like the L parking is basically reverse. I wouldn't call it a reverse, but ngalendlela upaka ngayo le moto uqala ushone phambili, and then you're gonna turn, and then mase ibuya seyingena so uyabo. I think that's why they call it L. You practice that, and then you practice how to U-turn. So practicing how to U-turn, you practice that, and while you U-turning kukhona la kumele le truck uyifake khona ingene kahle nganyatheli malayini, and then practice on the road. So practicing on the road basically is for you to know how to change your gears, and lapo you're going to be accelerating practicing how to change from gear number 1, gear number 2 up to gear number 3. Traffic, they only want to test you up to gear number 3, no 4, no 5, no. I'll figure up. And then changing down the gears from gear number 3 to gear back to neutral and back to 1, like all of those vibes. And when you are thinking, what's this, when you're stopping to like brig, handbrake neutral, you know, those vibes. Because every time every time handbrake neutral uqala phasi kwani awendi lokho ukuthi kufana njengama nginokuhamba ngemanual. I don't do that. It's a lot of admin because you have to start all over again. Let's say maybe I was in gear number 2, I'll just go to gear number 1 so that mangisuka isuke kahle. I'll just go to gear number 1. My one leg will be on my clutch, my other leg will be on my brake. Mase ngifuna kususa imoto, ngikela kancane i-brake, ngikela kancane i-clutch, imoto ihamba. Simple. You know, all of those tricks, you can do them once you've bagged your driver's license. And another advice, don't go there whether driving school, whether traffic, to fail. You fail if you go with that mentality. I don't even want to lie. You'll fail. So you have to go there as someone that doesn't know anything, even though you do know something. But don't be that kid in the class that is like, you know, fine. So now to what they're gonna do traffic. The day you arrive, they're gonna do eye test again. Yep, again. And then whatever that I said when you're doing your eye test, when it comes to your learner's license, do the exact same thing. If you're wearing glasses, wear them. And then for the truck hire, I paid 400 rand. And then mind you, it was raining that day. I was so nervous. You know, with any other test you'll be nervous. I was so nervous. But anyway, I forgot to mention that you're also going to practice your steep hill. Also steep hill. But my instructor from the driving school was just like, I want to teach you the steep hill on the day that you're testing on, because you're going to have anxiety if I teach you like 2 days before, and you're going to be constantly thinking about it. So look for this on that exact day. To talk on something that as South Africans I feel like we do know. Yep, I paid that as well. It was 1.7, and initially I didn't want to. Papa mama was just like, no, don't be smart. Just like I said, ungafika nokuhlakanipha utofeyila, because bayayifuna vele noma ngabe uyobona konke kahle bayayifuna. But you know, and if you fail based on the fact that your mistake vele was, I don't want to say unforgivable, take note that there's cameras. So if whatever mistake that you make can be caught on camera, you're gonna fail, but they'll give you back your money. So yep. So that day, on the day of testing for my driver's license, they're gonna test you on inspection. Inspection basically is checking whether your tires are okay, your mirrors and everything. If you're booked with a driving school, they'll go through that with you. And then secondly, the first thing that you do, steep hill. You're gonna take your car from wherever. I did this in Nelspruit. Take your car from wherever. There's like a stop sign. You stop there, handbrake neutral, and there's literally a camera. So if it rolls back, you get out of the car, take your things, you go, failing, because there's a camera, you know. And then the next thing, you're gonna go in there. There's like red lines. You aren't supposed to step on those when you're driving, or drive on top of those. And then after that, you're gonna do the L parking. After the L parking, you're gonna do your U-turn. After doing the U-turn, you're gonna go forward in the reverse, and then after that you go on the road. So let me show y'all. No, before I show you guys this. So my original driver's license, it's not a driver's license. Yes, it's a temporary driving permit, if I may call it that, or license. I use this for now. It's a certified one because my original one is in my mom's car. you see, you need those photos. That's what they need them for. And basically it has the same details that are on your learners. And then we're also gonna give you this. Basically it's just your yard test when you were still like la traffic, your road test. So that brings us to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and to subscribe. I love y'all so much. Bye.